Shorty told me that she do not do the fakes. Same bitch got weed. My nigga mowed the lawn, there's too many snakes. That's the same shit that got E. What, you ain't never seen a nigga on a horse? You ain't seen Chief keep new Porsche? Nah, you ain't seen
Alright,
shit yet.
thank you guys for tuning in again. We're on the part 3 of our four-headed monster, and in this version, we're going to talk about Jermaine Cole.
It's a cold world out here. Lately it's been cold because of the Dreamville project, everything that he's come with. When I was thinking about it, the first song that I heard by J. Cole, it was on Rev 89, and it was Workout. When I heard this song, I really didn't think oh, this dude's a one-hit wonder type deal. You know, I didn't think he was ever going to come as strong as he has this decade. But then I heard Nobody's Perfect, because I had an Android at the time, so I would download songs off the music downloader. I didn't have like any streaming stuff like that. And any song that would just pop up when I searched J. Cole, I would just listen to it. And I had a pretty immature ear at the time, and he was spitting some pretty mature stuff. So every single that I would hear from him after that, Power Trip, and of course In the Morning with Drake, because I was a huge Drake head at the time too, he just progressively kept getting better, and I didn't think that he would get to the point that he was. And even if you think about the team that he has, I mean, J. Cole just is different from the rest. Of course, we don't know these rappers personally, but you can say J. Cole is the realest one out of all four. You know, we don't know much about Kendrick, so I mean, it's hard to say that too. But J. Cole lets you know about his life. He lets you know. You think about Neighbors and that video. You know, like everything that he raps about is true. He hasn't gave us a reason to doubt him yet.
Yeah. I'm a big J. Cole fan. It's been great to see his evolution over the decade as well. And Born Sinner is definitely one of my favorite albums. And it's just crazy because I feel like in these last 2 years, he has gained, like, he released such great projects, like 2014 Forest Hills Drive, like Born Sinner, but he didn't have the spotlight that he's had in the last couple of years. Cole is, I don't know when he's going to peak. I don't know when he's going to be in his prime. He's literally just eating, and I don't think he's going to stop eating anytime soon.
Yeah, and even if you look at his team, his team is an exact reflection of what he is.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody, me, you, can name some artists out there that are not well known, that make amazing music, and we're going to look at him as just another artist. If you look at his label with the Boz, Cause, artists like that, they're normal rappers, but who knows how much traffic they would have, ear traffic, without the help of J. Cole and what Dreamville represents. Doesn't doubt their abilities. They're still amazing rappers. I love Boz, I love Cause, Jid, Earth Gang, all of them. But who knows where they would be without J. Cole having their back, putting them on, supporting them.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like comes from a great leader. Kendrick does that as well with the whole TDE. They had a championship tour, and they literally took everybody except Rashad for some reason, which is funky to me. But they literally took everybody on tour, and he took the whole team. And J. Cole is so invested into his team with these Revenge of the Dreamers projects. Like, he's so invested in what he has, and he's so invested in these guys. And as you said, they're not huge names. Like someone who's not into hip hop, like, heavily would have no idea who Cause is. Boz probably has the biggest following out of that squad, but like would have no idea who Loot is, would have no idea who Omen is. But like, these dudes are super talented, and Cole's not really the type to go after someone who's going to be profitable and who's going to be the best to target a wider audience, but he's going strictly for talent when it comes to building his team, and that's really shined in this year with their Revenge of the Dreamers 3 project.
And one of the biggest clicks, some of the biggest clicks ever, you see them have some sort of fallout with a lot of their artists. You haven't seen that with Dreamville. I'm sure there has to be some sort of discrepancies between the group, but no one knows about it. They haven't fallen out. They haven't been kicked out. They haven't been, J. Cole probably handled that within itself, and that just shows how real of a person and artist he is. And with not having features, what artist could not have features? And I know that everyone's like, oh, J. Cole went platinum with no features. Really, though, a lot of the times who goes to an album for features, like not a lot of people do, but still, like, that's a huge accomplishment to make an album just yourself, like, and to still go multi-platinum. It's amazing. I think what J. Cole represents is like it's a different form of what Kanye represents. And another example of how J. Cole keeps it real is the false prophets and stuff. It basically had to have been directed toward Kanye.
Had to.
And he admits that that's a false prophet. It was one of his idols at the time. For him to go out on a limb and express how he really feels towards somebody, knowing that they're going to hear it, knowing the energy that they might get from it and make an album that they might gain from what you're saying about them, it just goes to show how much of a stand-up guy he is.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like I said, I had an immature ear. I know a lot of people do, still may have, but if you go back and listen to some of Cole's stuff, he's been spitting the same stuff, not in a negative way, but the realness of his music.
Yeah, he keeps it a buck, and he's always stayed true to himself as well, which is a common factor. Like for most of these artists, like they have such a big platform, and it is so easy for them to get involved with the industry and just kind of change themselves. And Cole's one of the ones who like kept it real. Like you don't see him like wearing chains, like, and that's a big thing he like praises on. Like you don't need that. Like you don't, all that flashy stuff, like it's literally just for show. Like he shows what he is through his artwork and through his music and through what he represents as a person. And that's what makes him so strong of an artist, and that's what makes him one of the best artists in this generation.
And I mean, he was basically a meme at one point, like F.J. Cole, you know? So for him, a lot of artists would react differently. Like, I don't mess, these dudes are corny. He could have basically said, like, these dudes are trash.
Yeah.
The way that he approached it was like a father figure. Yeah. Like, come here, little man, let me talk with you. Like, for him to, like, take a step back, gather his thoughts. You know, he had to have been upset with all that stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Anyone would be.
Who wouldn't be upset about that? But the way that he went about it is, like, you gotta respect the dude. Like, you gotta... And then the whole album, K.O.D., like... I saw a tweet recently that was saying, like, oh, we need a rapper that can help the kids with addiction or something like that. And, like, fam, have you listened to K.O.D.?
Exactly. Like, this came out for that reason.
Did you understand the meaning behind it?
Yeah.
And for him to, like, do that, because he's another artist, like, he has so many radio hits, too. He could just go out and make some radio hits, but he didn't. Like, he decided and that's so important. It just shows how much he cares for not only the culture, not only, like, but just the kids. Like, just the future generation of kids and who will be adults one day, who will be fathering children.
Exactly. And I definitely have to put Cole at my 2 spot. He's the second most influential artist of this generation, just by his pure talent and by the way that he carries himself in the spotlight that he has, because he has such a big following, and a lot of people, when they get in that spotlight, they let it go to their head, and he's just always stayed true to himself. And he stayed true to what he represents and what he's bringing to the table. And
he's not a perfect man by any means. Nobody,
yeah.
So, just the steps that he's taken, you know, in 2014, rapping about how I think it was I was better being broke, you know, those type mentalities. Like, we don't understand where they're coming from because we're not rich. Most of us are not rich like them. So. To get a glimpse of what it's like and the mentality of it, the mental health of it, he's really painted a vivid picture for us. But he still strives for people to keep pushing, to pursue what you want. You know, if you want to make it big here, do this. But he gave us a model to follow as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Number 2 spot for me goes to J. Cole. Tune in for our next episode to see who's gonna be the 1 spot.
And yeah, I'm a J. Cole head now, so I'm always gonna love Cole, and I appreciate give us some feedback. Let us know if we missed any points that J. Cole had influenced, and thanks for tuning in.
What, you ain't never seen a nigga on a horse? You ain't seen Chief keep new Porsche? Nah, you ain't seen shit yet. Better not forget that. Spit it like I chain smoke Newports. All the little niggas got guns now, and they carry them to the fucking beat.